What we want to do is actually design a plate for this. In this case, I'm going to use a half-inch aluminum plate that's about 12 inches wide, and I'm going to create a nice little vacuum fixture for this. One thing to remember is that we want to have some sort of indexing, and in this case I'm going to use these two pins or these two holes which I'm going to create. Now this one will go away because that's for screw hole, and then this one will go away because there's a pocket, as you can see here, that we will create when we turn this over and actually do the rest of the CNC milling here. I've already created the plate, which I'm going to show you now, and I'll turn off the body. And this is basically what it's going to look like. Again, here are the indexing pins. I just have to do a point there because we'll drill those out and put a pin in there, and we'll have complete registration. Okay, we're going to load up. Again, we're in SprutCam 7, and we hit the models here, and we want to import. You can either import using files and opening, or I usually use import here, and then you can go through the browser, but I used it before, so I'll use this down arrow, and this is what I've used before, and I'll just wait till it loads. Again, here we go. So this is our vacuum fixture, and we've basically cut these holes in, which looks good. Now let's go to machining. And what we want to do is to do all these channels. As you can see here, I'm just highlighting all this stuff. So we want to make sure that we cut this with a 1/4 inch bit. So we'll go. We don't need parameters there. Sorry about that. Let's create the operation of the tooling, or the operation of how the tool is actually, or the machine is going to cut this thing, and we're going to use waterline. We'll create that. Let's go to the parameters. We'll select the tool. Again, in my library, we'll say 1/4 inch here, select, and so that's the tool number 4. And now the thing we need to do is we need to select the job assignment, and we need to, now in SprutCam they say faces or surfaces, which is the same thing, and we basically got to go through and select the surfaces that we want cut. And we'll go ahead and do this, and just hang on a little bit, we'll do a couple of them. And as you can see, I've pretty much selected all the surfaces that want to get cut. It's always in the color green, and all we do now is we'll just press run, and it'll go through here on the bottom. You can see it's going to calculate, and we just let it calculate, and then we see the tool paths, and that's basically what it looks like. Let's go simulate this thing, and we'll press start, and you can go through and of course not at this speed, but you can see what the CNC machine is going to be doing. I'll be done with it. Okay, so it's complete, looks good. We'll go into machining. Let's save this file. Okay, we'll go over here, saved it, and apparently I've reused it. And then we'll go post-processor, and in this case we're going to use the I'm going to use the Tormach processor, and we'll get our own here shortly, and we'll just run, and apparently it's going to update that file, and that's your G-codes, and your G-codes are ready to be inserted into the CNC machine. You set your let's exit out of this. Your coordinates here, you see this blue arrow and you see this red arrow. This is your 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to move using the laser. Using the laser, we're going to move the 0, 0 point. We're going to m because we have to set our 0. That's pretty darn close. If that's too rapid, we can go and set it over here with Mach 3 by hitting the tab key, and this is set at 10, and let's move it set it at 1. Enter, hit the tab key again, and now it should move a lot slower. That way it gives us a little bit more control. Okay, that's pretty good right there. We'll go and press the start button and watch everything go. Okay, this is basically what it looks like when it's done. As you can see, we got the seals in, and here's our indexing pins for the plate to be indexed to the board. And then these indexing pins here will be the one that will be a 1/4-inch pin that will go from here into our body. And so we can actually lay this down just for a test and just stick it down on here. We'll turn it on. This particular vacuum likes to be on vacuum all the time, you know. So we'll turn it on, and as you can see, it just sucked it down to 25 inches of mercury, and you know it's on there really tight, so you can't move it. And the thing we're going to do now is we're going to surface this, turn it over, surface it again. And then we'll put the indexing pins in. As soon as we put the indexing pins in, then everything is relative to those pins, and we can basically cut whatever we want to cut.